Yes, I'm Batman.
I'm Batman. I'm Batman, Alfred.
I'm Batman.
I am Batman.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
Greetings, Bat Family. Welcome back to Holy BatCast, brought to you by Real Fans for Real Movies. Please visit our website, holybatcast.com. It's where you find everything you need, but you can also find us all over the internet on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, and on YouTube. Just search for Holy BatCast. We are also on Patreon, so if you love the show and you want to support it in a more official way, you can do that at patreon.com/holybatcast. And as always, we love our patrons. You guys are amazing. You don't have to do it, but you do. And just know that it's appreciated and doesn't go unnoticed. We are part of the Real Fans Podcast Network, so if you are looking for other shows to listen to in your spare time, you can check those out at rf4rm.com. And as always, I am your Bat host, Andy DiGenova. You can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at Andy DiGenova. This episode, excuse me, is going to be a little more DC Universe based, meaning the app, not the greater DC Universe. So DC Universe, the actual service, we're going to talk about the finale and season 2 of Titans, and we are also going to talk about what we have seen so far of the new animated Harley Quinn series. Joining me again, I've got my Robin and my Batgirl. First of all, my Robin, he's Damian Wayne. Who is it? Jamie Drewley. Jamie. I was going to say, as he's Damian Wayne, it's Jason Todd. That's where my brain tried to say. And I was like, wait, that doesn't make sense.
Make me the two asshole Robins. I see how it is. All right. I got it.
I mean,
I see where I
reputation.
rate here. It's all right. It's cool. Let's go.
You have a reputation to think of.
Fair enough.
Also joining us, I just made him Batgirl because I like to do that. I don't know why. It's Brendan Lowe. Hey, Brendan.
Hey. How you going, guys?
Good. How fun is it to have all three of us together for 2 episodes in a row?
It's pretty special. It's a Christmas
It's like
miracle.
the holidays.
It's a Christmas miracle.
It's the holidays when the whole family gets back together.
And there hasn't been a drunken fight broke out yet.
I was going to say,
not yet.
Jamie's the drunk uncle.
But let me tell you what I think about immigrants, okay? So no, it is good to have you guys back, and just talking some DC and some Batman stuff. And fortunately, we get lots of good DC content from DC Universe. It's Brendan's favorite thing, which is why he's got to be on this episode.
Yep.
You can't tear him away from his DC Universe streaming service.
No, because it takes ages to, set up the VCR and receive the videos in the mail and watch them, return them and rewind them, and it takes ages. I'm always glued to my version of the app.
So I am guessing you didn't try to get it to work while you were in the States?
It's still too hard, man.
Really?
Yeah, it's still way too hard because because it would still recognize my credit card as being, an Australian card, and iTunes is a whole thing, and it's I could access the website. It was essentially just like having a VPN in Australia. But, it's the payment side of it and the back end. And I know someone wrote in a couple of months ago and explained a way around it, but it's so much hard work. And like I said, it's just like, until I've got the money, until they're willing to accept it, I'm just going to watch it for the best means that I can.
Hey, that's fair enough. I can't...
I get all that stuff because I was considering jailbreaking one of my Fire Sticks on my TVs to be able to watch football games. And this girl that is a friend of mine sent me this instructional video on how to do it. And the video was like 7 minutes long. I'm like, no, I ain't doing that. I'm not watching 7 minutes on how to do this shit. Forget that noise.
That's not even that long.
Yeah.
No, it's not. But I'm just that. Yeah, I got better things to do.
Not having it. Well, I'm glad you were still able to watch the content as you received the VHS tapes from me, which I actually am having them recorded in the United States and then having them sent to me in China so I can bless them and kiss them before I send them to you in Australia.
I was going to say, I thought you were dubbing them, with the old two VCRs on top of each other. And
does that make you the Pope of the DC universe? Is that what we're talking about here?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely,
You're the ring that you kiss better be a Green Lantern ring. That's all I'm saying.
Duh. I mean, come on. Have you met me? So, yeah, this is neither here nor there. But, yeah, speaking of fun international problems, is I brought, like, a bunch of Blu-rays with me to China. And, like, some do work, which is great. But, like, I just tried to pop in Frosty the Snowman because, hey, guess what? We're about to do another Real Fans Holiday Special. And I brought the Frosty the Snowman Blu-ray from the United States so I would have it to watch, and it didn't play. And I was like, thank God I carried this damn thing across an ocean so it could not play.
I'm assuming it's because of the region difference, or?
Yeah, it's the region difference. But it's weird because some will play. Some don't seem to care that it's a different region Blu-ray player, but some, it's always
just
a
all depends on the coding. Some discs are just naturally region free, and some are not. Even if it says it's for a particular region, it's not coded that way. So.
Yeah. So I'm waiting for my VHS on
your
Frosty
video
the
shop
Snowman.
down the store. I'm surprised they don't sell region-free players in there since they're selling bootlegs.
Yeah. Bootlegs? What?
Oh, sorry.
What?
Was I not supposed to say that? Huh? My bad.
No, I don't think it matters.
My region-free copy of Santa Claus the movie I bought on Blu-ray last year or the year before does not work on my Blu-ray player.
Oh, no. That's sad.
Yep.
Well, honestly, I have just been going crazy with my iTunes library. So it's the easiest, most hassle-free way to watch anything while I'm here. So guess what? Now I own Frosty the Snowman on iTunes.
I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube, just so you know.
It is. It's on YouTube for free. And I was like, oh, great, I'll do this. But because it's free, there's like an ad every 3 minutes. And I was like,
really?
oh, to hell with this. Yeah, like I don't need this. So, anyway, let's get back to DC Universe. Before we get to the new show, let's close out the old show, and that is Titans. So the last time we discussed Titans, we had seen the photos of Brenton Thwaites as Nightwing, but we hadn't yet seen the episode. Now, the season has ended. The finale has streamed. I was going to say aired, but it didn't air. It's streamed. And now we have all of Season 2 to look back on. So I wanted us to share our reactions, especially about the finale, but you can share your overall feelings on Season 2 as well. Jamie, why don't you kick us off?
I really liked a lot of what I saw this season, and then I got into a little bit of a rut in a couple episodes, and then there was a slight recovery, and then the finale happened, and all that continuously runs through my head ever since is that gif of, what's his name, Kevin something or other from Hercules. Sorbo? Is that his name? Kevin Sorbo?
Disappointed!
Yeah. Disappointed! Yeah, that's pretty much how I landed at the end of it there. Even in the final episode, I think there was plenty of stuff to like, but there was a lot of stuff I really did not. I don't know what it is with and I don't want to be overly critical here because overall I did enjoy way more than I didn't this season. I mean, probably there was, 13 episodes? I think I really liked 9 or 10 of them, and I really didn't necessarily like 2 or 3 of them. So I mean, it's whatever. But or 3 or 4, I guess is better math. I don't know what it is that they can't stick a landing on a season on the show. I really don't.
All right, Brendan.
Not too dissimilar to what Jamie said. I liked more than what I didn't like. There was. How much can I say at the moment? Are we sort of?
I think it's okay to speak freely. So, okay. And I'll put out a spoiler warning just in case. But like, yeah, it's already out there because honestly, I had been spoiled like the day that it came out before I even got to watch it. Okay. So like, I think that for anybody who cares has already watched it, and if you haven't, if you are on like Twitter, you probably got spoiled too. But anyway, we'll speak freely about the finale of Titans. Cool. If you haven't watched it by now, so be it.
overall for the series, again, I liked more than what I didn't like, but I guess I get that it was kind of Slade v the Titans, but it kind of wasn't at the same time. Like, there was never really any major throwdowns between the team and Slade. It was more Dick screwed up the team, but he was reacting to what Slade had done. Like, I don't know, it was a little bit odd, some of the storytelling, but the finale I was really excited for, but there was just some choices made that had me scratching my head. If we're talking freely, I will say, you know, the death of Donna Troy, the way that happened was just kind of like,
the choice to kill her was bad enough. The choice on how they killed her was freaking
it's
ridiculous.
like, bitch, you were just going toe to toe with a Kryptonian and taking it like a, you know, like a champ, and then a power pole or whatever it was, lighting rig lands on you, and that kills you. And it happened so slowly, where all the other Titans were just sort of standing there watching her fight with this power thing, and they weren't doing anything. And then it killed her. I was just like, are you serious?
That was
it was
for me,
frustrating.
That there were a few clumsy moments that I didn't care for in this season, but none of them exceeded that by far. I mean, that was just that almost killed the entire episode for me. For all the good that happened up to that point, that moment was like, are you effing serious right now?
Yeah, like, you didn't need to kill any of the Titans to have them kind of galvanize and you know, cement their connection again, because that was the whole point, was that they overcame Slade's mind games and came back together anyway. Why did any of them have to die? It was a really, really odd choice. And also the fact too that they built it up to be sort of the showdown with Slade, and that happened really early and was over relatively
in like the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, and then
that's just it. I mean, the episode, I come out of the gates super excited because, you know, Andy and I talked about this an episode or two ago that I was on, and the concern was that the costume wouldn't show up until the last, you know, 10, 15 minutes of the show. And like right out of the gates, there it is, and he's in action, and it's like, oh wow, this is great. They're giving us what we would have preferred instead of what we expected, and then it just kind of from there.
Like, when you realized it was him on the car roof, it was just like, oh shit, here we go, like, it's awesome, game on. And then, yeah, I mean, even the stuff with Cadmus and Superboy and Bart was good, but I don't know, like, it just, yeah, the ending was just all kinds of messed up.
I mean, I agree with all of your points. I mostly still liked the finale because I really liked Nightwing. So, and I liked seeing the team come back together to go get Connor and Gar back. Like, I had no problem with that. So I was still relatively satisfied. And if they didn't do the thing with Donna, I would have been very satisfied.
Agreed.
But as both of you said, this thing with Donna was so random and came out of nowhere, and it was just clumsy, and you're like, what the hell is this? Like, if you want to kill her, which I don't see why you needed to. You don't need to. She's a great character. No need to. But hey, if that's the arc you want to go on to explore Raven's powers, that will bring her back in season 3, okay. Let Slade kill her.
Yes.
Like, let something that's part of the story happen that kills her, so that her death is actually dramatic and makes sense and is one of those holy shit moments. But instead of it being tacked on after the finale or the climax of the episode, where everything is fine and everything's okay, and you're like, oh great, cool, and then that happens, like, what?
Like, imagine if it had have been Gar that killed her when he was still under the mind control or something, like, and then him having to deal with that and the team having to react to it. Like, that would have been something different and set up more challenges and drama and stuff. But it's just bizarre. Like, they're never letting the team actually... It's 2 seasons in now, and look, I do really like the show, and this is going to sound like I don't, but there have been maybe, 2 moments overall, if that, where it's actually been all of the Titans facing off against an adversary. They just they do everything they can to not have them be together, and we already had that in season 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put it out there now. I enjoy this show. I really like it. I like way more of it than I don't. But if they pull another one of these Titans disbanded things in season 3, I'm out. I'm not going through that again.
No, I mean, we are in agreement. I love the show. And they do end the finale with the Titans essentially finally being a unit. But you're right, like, it's time. It's time. And in this season, there were so many moments where it was almost that, where it was like so close, and it was like you're there. Just do it. But it is time to get some sort of status quo of the Titans being a team, being together, and then dealing with things. And I do agree with what you said, Brendan, about the face-off with Slade. I loved Slade this season. I thought he was great.
Yeah.
Deathstroke was great.
I'll get on the coattails of that and say everything that had to do with the Wilson family I loved in this season.
Yeah. Isai Morales was amazing. He was so good in the part. And for the big showdown, I liked seeing him go toe-to-toe with Nightwing. That was great. But yes, why not the whole team? Because if the whole thing had been building to that, that would have been better. Because here's the thing. I honestly don't give a shit about Rose.
I really liked her. I did.
I'm not into her.
I'm not a huge fan of the character, but I love the portrayal and what she did on this season of the show. I really appreciated her a lot. And Jericho too.
No.
I liked all 3 of them a lot.
No, I love Jericho, and I mean, like, Rose was fine, but like the fact that Rose was the wild card in the finale with Slade, I'm just like, okay, but like I would have much rather seen all of the Titans go up against him. But again, even though that's how I would have preferred it, for me that wasn't a deal breaker. Slade will be back, we know that, and that's fine. But like, for me, like, the deal breaker really was the really clumsy dealing with Donna. That was just so poorly done. Again, if you want to kill her, if that's the story you're going to tell, fine. Just kill her in a way that matters.
And that's the other thing too. Like, she was like electrocuted, but in the fight with Slade and Dick, they were electrocuting the shit out of each other. Like, back and forward multiple times, and they're both mortal. Donna isn't, like, she's essentially a god, or like a niece or a relation of a god. It's just like, I don't understand. It's such a weird choice.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, of all the ways to kill her, why that?
They're susceptible to being able to be hurt. I mean, obviously the one got taken out with the rifle earlier in the season. I mean,
yeah, true.
It's just, I'm not saying that the way it was done doesn't work. I think the choice of how it was done is what didn't work, if that makes sense.
That makes sense.
I think we're all on the same page with this. There was a much better way to do it than what they did, I think, is what it really comes down to.
100%. But that said, other than that, which it's funny because, again, all of that had been spoiled for me, and so when it happened, I was like, oh yeah, that did suck. You guys are right. I got to be with you on that one. I still liked most of the rest of the episode. I liked that Nightwing shows up at the beginning, and he is Nightwing for the entire episode. Like, I dug that.
He looked great. He moved great. The fight was great.
Yeah.
I really liked that a lot.
Yeah, I liked seeing them all come together at the end, like, I thought that was great too. Just the thing with Donna was just so poorly done, but the rest of the season, I really, really did like. I was very happy with it. I understood the complaints that Jamie and our friend Guy had, and some other folks that I've heard had in the second half of the season, where everything kind of slowed down a bit. I get that. It didn't bother me as much, because for me, I'm like, well, yeah, it's a TV show, like, Some episodes, a lot of shit happens, and some episodes, a lot less shit happens. Like, that's just the nature of it. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with taking breaths now and then.
It's the difference in writing and how they choose to try and captivate your attention. And the best example I can give of that is the most recent episode of Watchmen, As we record this, the season finale of Watchmen happens tomorrow night, but last week's episode was effectively 50-some-odd minutes of dialogue between two people sitting at a table. And not one panel of that episode, not one shot, was not interesting. So, again, I mean, maybe it's just my own personal preferences. I think they made some poor choices on the tail end of this season. That's just me.
Agreed.
Yeah. So no, I do get that. Again, for me, for the most part, I still love the season. But yes, it's they're so close. They're they have most of the team together. They're in the tower. Let's just be that. It's time.
Another question I want to
Certainly is.
ask. Are we ever going to get anything other than a tiger out of Gar?
So that's an interesting question, because at the beginning of the season, didn't Trigon turn him into a snake?
I don't remember. Maybe.
When he was under Trigon's spell, I swear he turned into a snake, and I went, "Oh, cool! Okay, he can turn into something else." And then that was the only time we saw it, and so I went, "Oh, okay, I guess not." So yes, I'm sure it's coming, but I also feel like if you weren't a fan of the Titans and you were only watching the show, you would think his only power is to turn into a tiger.
Pretty much.
You wouldn't know that he could turn into other stuff. So yeah, it's time for that too.
I kind of feel like, and maybe it's just me being in critical mode, that he is the character that's being the most underserved in this show so far. And I like a lot of what I've seen from him, but I feel like there's, Andy, you and I had this discussion. I think we had it off mic when we were talking. I would rather cut down the amount of time I spend with Hank and Dawn and spend more time with him and Raven.
Mm-hmm.
But that's
I think that yes, he was sort of pushed to the sidelines the first half of the season, but then he did get a lot more to do in the second half of the season. And oh my God, the scene where they were messing around in his brain. Oh geez, that screwed me up. I did not expect to see that on this show.
Yeah, it was pretty messed up.
That was creepy AF. So I mean, again, that's the price you pay. Is they brought in so many other characters, which I love that, So I'm not going to complain too much about that. But yeah, that just means there's only so much time for everyone. So anyway, overall, I still love the show. Could the finale have stuck the landing a little stronger? Absolutely. But I still can't wait for season 3. That's where I'm at.
Yeah,
I'm mostly with you.
I'm with you.
Okay. But hey, we got our very first live action Nightwing, y'all.
He looked
good.
good.
And he looked
good.
He looks perfect. So yeah, we shall see. So I think it does sound like we're mostly on the same page. It was a good season. There were certainly some down points, and we wish it had ended stronger.
Correct.
But that, as one show wraps up a season on DC Universe, we move right into a new show, and so
On the
now
same
we have
day.
now we have the first couple episodes of Harley Quinn. There are 3 episodes that are out as of this recording. I suck because today I completely brain farted and I did not watch episode 3. So I've only seen the first 2 episodes, but my 2 illustrious colleagues have seen all 3. I don't care about being spoiled about animated Harley Quinn. It's fine. But I just can't speak to the 3rd episode. I can only speak to the first 2. But now that we are 3 episodes in, Jamie, I want you to kick us off because you were the most leery going in, and now I want to know where you stand.
Okay. Well, I mean, I've made no secret about it. This does not look like it was made for me. It looks like stuff that comes right off the panel for the comics that I don't like reading, done by, Connor and Palmiotti most predominantly, and that kind of humor and the silliness and all that other stuff. It's just not my thing. But I made the commitment. I was going to watch the show, and I got to tell you, I love this thing. This thing has made me laugh so hard for 3 straight episodes. It's shocking, it's ridiculous, and nobody is more surprised about it than I am. I'm to the point now where I actually I have my timer reminder set when I get home from work on Friday afternoon to watch the show. That's how much I like it.
Wow.
In fact, after I watched the first episode, I sent a message to Andy. I'm like, don't tell nobody, but I kind of love this show. I don't know why it is. It just clicked with me and it made me laugh. And then the second and third episodes even more so than the first. So, is it perfect? No, it's not. And is it something I generally would like? Absolutely not. But there's just something about the chemistry of this show. I think the animation is fantastic. I think the voice cast is magnificent. I think the characters are mostly really well done. And I think there's some genuinely funny things said and done in this show so far that, again, nobody's more surprised about this than me.
All right. That's great. I'm glad. I want you to like stuff.
Me too.
Brendan, I mean, I already know, but tell our friends at home.
I effing love it. It's so good. It's funny as hell. It's very crass and irreverent, which is I like. I think I might have mentioned this when we talked about the trailer, but I know after the first episode on the Real Fans group, there was quite a bit of chat about the language that they use and everything. And I said again, it's kind of like in this kind of world, the way that they're talking on this show in relation to how real people talk in real life, this is probably the most realistic take on how people like this would actually talk.
Well, after watching the third episode, I'm pretty sure this is what Saturday morning cartoons are like in Australia anyway. So,
so no, I love it. Jess really likes it too. I wasn't sure how she'd go because normally the kind of like your more crass cartoons, like your Big Mouth and things like that, doesn't really do anything for her. I'll sit there for hours and piss myself laughing watching it, but it doesn't do anything for her. She really liked it. And she hasn't seen the third episode yet because she's actually away this weekend, so I've watched it in preparation for this episode because I commit to what I say we're going to do. And
see, I was waiting for Jess. She and I had an agreement that I wouldn't watch the new episode without her.
Fair enough. Okay, I'll let it go then. The two loves of my life.
I'm just showing your wife more respect than you do.
I am a piece of shit. But no, man, I love it. It's so funny. And Kaylee Cuoco, she's not really doing a voice. She just kind of seems like a bit more of an energetic take on what her voice sounds like anyway, but it really works for this version
somehow,
of Harley.
To me, I don't hear Kaylee Cuoco. I still hear Harley.
Well,
But maybe that's just me. But I watched Big Bang for years, but when I watch the show, I'm not hearing Kaylee Cuoco. For me, the voice just fits.
I always liked her on Big Bang Theory, but boy, it sounds to me like she's having the time of her life doing this part.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
That's the thing. She's having such a blast. You can tell. But the interactions between her and her and Ivy are brilliant.
Frank is the MVP. I'm sorry. I don't know what it is about the Audrey 2 ripoff, but man, I'm telling you, almost everything Frank says has me cracking up laughing.
Again, are we sort of speaking a little bit freely?
I think so. To hell with it.
Okay.
But yes, spoilers for Harley Quinn. You've been warned.
Like the cat, like Kite Man.
Oh God, the way he was hitting on Ivy, holy shit.
But then again, and Andy, you wouldn't be aware of this, but in the third episode, Kite Man shows up very briefly in a scene where Ivy's not there, and Harley goes back to their hideout or apartment or whatever and mentions Kite Man. And I was like, oh, that guy, did he mention me? Oh, then I don't care, but did he? So Ivy's actually crushing on Kite Man.
Oh.
And the second episode, the one word sums up for me. It just killed me in that episode, and that Bane.
Yes.
Bane
Nope, absolutely.
Episode 2 was so freaking funny. It was so good. It's just the piss take on the Tom Hardy voice and how everyone's just taking the piss out of him. And was his coffee mug something about like, I'm Gotham's reckoning, or once I've had coffee, I give you permission. It was some sort of take on a line he said in Dark Knight Rises, and the reference to blowing up the football stadium and everything. It's such a clever show. It's so good. I love it.
It's got some strong wit to it. It really does. It's not just F-bombs for the sake of using F-bombs, although there is a little bit of that, and it does kind of wear thin on me after a minute, or it did in the first 2 episodes, not in the third. But the clever wit of how they do the humor is what really makes it work for me.
I mean, the first line of the first episode killed me, and that's when I knew I was in safe hands. It's all the rich guys on the boat, and the guy running the whatever it was is just like, fellow whites. Like, killed me.
I got to get to it. I do, because as soon as it happened, I wasn't even done with the episode. I was just a few minutes into it, and they said something in episode 3, and I immediately messaged Andy and Brendan. I'm like, "Oh God, the Harley show just went full Brendan," and Brendan's like, "What? I got to get on this." The part where was it Dr. Psycho?
Dr. Psycho, yeah.
He calls Wonder Woman a C word, and the record scratch dead stop by everything. Birds falling out of the sky, the earth stops spinning, like 5 different things like that. And I'm trying to catch my breath because I'm laughing so hard from this, because I heard it in Brendan's voice when they said it. I was dying laughing. And then later on in the episode, they're on the Tawny show, which is like the Wendy Williams show, which kind of made me laugh anyway. And he was with Giganta and their kid or something like that. And he winds up getting mad at her, and he calls her a C word on live television again. And the same thing happens again. And what really capped it off for me was the Legion of Doom disowning him for it.
The Legion of Doom disowned Dr. Psycho because he keeps using the C word.
Really?
This is not the kind of evil that we're into.
Wow, that's awesome.
Dying laughing.
The other thing, though, that happens in episode 3 is Maxie's, like, there's like an agency that you go to get goons, and Maxie Zeus is a motivational speaker about, like, telling people how to become, like, you know, major criminals. And Maxie Zeus in his little, like, skirt loincloth thing, he keeps chucking a spread, and they keep pixelating his crotch. And then at one point they go to Maxie's, like, you know, Olympus, like his hideout and stuff, and every single statue has got a pixelated crotch. It's so funny.
I seriously had rib pain from laughing so hard at this third episode.
The
C word thing keep being brought back, and I don't remember. I looked it up because I thought I was like, I know this voice. I looked up who the voice of Lex Luthor was, and I forgot who it was. But I love that there's literally a press conference with the Legion of Doom standing there saying, "No, we ain't having nothing to do with this. We do all kinds of evil shit, but this ain't us doing this." So that just hit my funny bone exactly. Right.
Yeah, like they got media coverage, and like I said, there's an agency for goons. Like the Legion of Doom are like a full-on, almost like a political party.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, it's genius stuff. Like it's the humor is so, it's the perfect combination of lowbrow, but also just so clever. Particularly using, because I've never seen it done with these sorts of characters before. Clayface in episode 3, like they go a different route with him, because you know how, you know, it's Boris. Is it Boris Karloff? Or that's
no.
I know.
Oh
Clayface's
man,
name is kind of a take on Boris Karloff.
Yes, it's Carlo.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what his first name is. Damn it.
But what they do with Clayface is they make him
talk amongst yourselves.
He's a total thespian. Like they want him to transform into a mailman, and he spends like 5 minutes creating a backstory and everything. Like he's really getting into character. They make him like a complete over the top with British accent thespian. It's just genius.
Oh. Basil. Carlo.
Yeah.
Basil Carlo. My bad.
Yeah.
Lex Luthor was Giancarlo Esposito, who was Gus Fring on Breaking Bad, for those who were wondering.
So it sounds like I really need to watch episode 3.
Gotta get
my
on
bad.
episode 3. It's hilarious.
Oh, wow. Tisha Campbell Martin was Tawny. Huh. And Will Sasso was Maxie Zeus.
But I haven't told you what I thought of the show yet.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, we've just been filibustering about how good it is.
I did not love the pilot. It was okay, but kind of to what Jamie said is like, I hate when things use the F word as a crutch.
Yes.
It's what I hated about the Logan movie. And that was what was going on here. Is like, oh, we're allowed to say it, so we're going to say it in every single sentence. And it was just sort of eye-rolling. It was like they were using the F word in lieu of actual jokes, and I was just annoyed with it. And that drives me nuts. I hate it when stand-up comics do it. I hate it when movies do it. It's just lazy. And when that is how the first episode started, I was like, great, you're doing an R-rated cartoon, sure, fine. But like, if all it's going to be is just how many times can we say the F word, I'm not interested. I still need something that's actually funny. But I liked the animation. I liked the characters. And I liked how much of Batman's world was incorporated. I loved, that it was Harley and the Joker and Batman. And I liked that all the villains were around. And so it was okay. And there were a few jokes in the first episode that I thought were kind of funny.
In the first episode, which was nice.
Yeah, except I didn't like what they did with him. Like making him all crazy and weird. Like I was like, what are you doing with Commissioner Gordon? I don't get it. I thought it was funny.
But like, what is it? Like, what the hell is that?
It's
a guy
random.
that's really frayed because his job is so stressful. Does it necessarily work? Not for me, but I get what you're going for.
I didn't like it at all. But like there was enough there where I was like, okay, like I liked the Harley stuff. I liked Harley and Ivy. I liked Ivy a lot actually. And again, like the animation is very good. So I was like, okay, like I didn't love it. I didn't hate it.
Like the supervillain version of Daria from the old MTV cartoons back in the day.
Yes.
Yeah.
But somehow
I could
it still
see that.
works. I don't know why. I actually remember seeing her in the trailer going, oh, God, we're going to have this snarky, dry wit humor. And I was probably looking forward to her least of all, but somehow mostly she still works.
She was the MVP of the pilot.
Yeah, I think that's fair. So the pilot left me. It did, like, again, I didn't hate it and being like, oh God, but I was just kind of like, I'm kind of disappointed because I just felt like they could do better.
I do think the pilot is the weakest of the three so far, for whatever that's worth.
And then I really enjoyed the second episode. I wasn't quite to love, but I really enjoyed it. They certainly laid off on just saying F this, F that, F that. Like they laid off of that, and it got a lot more legitimate laughs from me, and I really had fun with it. I love the fact that it was all about crashing the Penguin's nephew's bar mitzvah. Like that is such a random and hilarious idea for an episode, and the fact that all of the supervillains got invited to the Penguin's nephew's bar mitzvah, and most of them showed up.
And they'd legitimately hired a room.
Yeah. Like, that cracked me up. What you said about Bane cracked me up. Every time he talks, it makes me laugh.
Yep.
And when he was like, and to add to that, I ordered the beef and I wasn't finished with that. Like, it was so funny. So for me, the second episode, I went, okay, good. Now I'm enjoying it. The first one, I was conflicted. I really had fun with it. And then, the Kite Man stuff with Ivy in the second episode, I thought was pretty damn funny. there was a lot to like in the second one, and I think that it was finding its stride, and it sounds to me like the third one is even better.
I think so. I think they've progressively improved with each episode. That's me though.
Yeah. I think so.
But again, I think I might be soft and on this third episode just because we have such a good time throwing that C word around at each other, and then to hear them do it and just keep it going the way that they did.
Just so you're aware, Andy, too, they do actually bleep it out in the show.
They do. They don't.
Oh, do they?
Yes.
Do
yeah.
they?
Yeah, you know what he's saying. You sort of get the k and the t at the end, but it's bleeped out.
Wow. That's hilarious. And I do love, from what I'm hearing, that's where the Legion of Doom draws the line.
Yes.
I almost hated to ruin that for you, but my God, it was so funny.
No, that's awesome. I think that's great.
Jamie, what did you think of the Queen of Fables?
Oh, I recognized her voice as soon as I saw it, and I love her
Wanda
anyway.
Sykes. Yeah, it's Wanda Sykes.
I think she's great. And, I wish they would have given her just a little bit more to do, but I mean, it's so obscure. Like, it wasn't necessarily funny what they did to her. It was just really obscure.
This won't mean anything, Andy, but this talking book with like a cigarette hanging out of its mouth was just so random, but it just had me chuckling the whole time. Oh,
Yeah.
so good, so good. And then with how Kite Man turned up again, but it just made me think of it in the bar mitzvah every time Kite Man opened up the kite, that poor little chick would just get like smacked
Knocked
in
into
the
the
face,
punch bowl.
Yeah.
float
yeah.
across the room.
See, I mean, that's the kind of stuff that it's so stupid I can't help but laugh at it. Because it's just pure ridiculous, and I don't know why. Sometimes pure ridiculous just clicks with me, and that did. So
Tony Hale was Dr. Psycho. Huh.
they've had a really solid cast on this show so far.
Definitely, yeah.
I mean, Alan Tudyk did like 3 or 4 voices in this episode.
Yeah, he did. He certainly did. And last week it was uncredited, but Penguin's nephew was Adam from the Goldbergs.
Yes. Yeah, I saw that. It was credited. It was in the credits because that's the only way I knew.
Oh God,
because-
it got a little uncomfortable for me because I've kind of eased up on what my kids can and can't watch, sort of thing. So I don't invite anybody to come in and sit down with me to watch this Harley Quinn show, but I don't throw them out of the room for it either. And just by coincidence, 2 of my 3 kids happened to be sitting in the room when they started talking about finger blasting a girl at the camp last year. And I was like, oh shit, I hope I don't have to explain this.
I forgot about that.
Who is the Penguin? He was someone too.
Wayne Knight.
Wayne Knight. That's right. That's right. Because the whole time I was like, God, why do I know that voice? Why do I know that voice?
Okay,
and I'm like,
so
oh, Dennis Nedry, of course.
The reason why I said Adam Goldberg was uncredited is because when I was watching it last week, I went to IMDb and that episode only had the main voice cast. I've just gone back to it now and it's been added to, like, the whole cast is there. Like, Wayne Knight wasn't on IMDb last week.
Okay.
And like Howie Mandel played himself.
Yes, I saw that.
I love how they were all concerned for his safety. So stupid. I mean, it's the stupid things in the show that are what make me laugh. It's not necessarily the direct jokes. It's just like the dumb stuff. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I have no explanation why this show clicks with me when it shouldn't, but it does.
That's good. That's good to hear.
I'm
I'm
glad
glad you're loving it.
Very glad.
I liked, again, the second episode gave me a lot more enjoyment and a lot more hope that I was going to enjoy it moving forward once they eased up a bit on just the constant F-bombs. And it's not because I don't swear, or it's not because I'm offended by it. I just think it's more of a lazy thing.
You're
than
right.
anything.
And like I said, that is the one thing on this show that does wear thin with me, is when it feels like they're doing that just because they can.
Yeah. But like, in the second episode, they were used sparingly, so that way when they were used for comedic effect, it was far funnier.
And they do much the same thing in the third episode, maybe even more so yet.
Yeah, I believe
that was like, it's like it can be hysterical when used appropriately. You just mentioned the Goldbergs, like on almost every episode of the Goldbergs, they get one F-bomb in there, and it's always placed strategically that it's always hilarious.
And it's almost always Beverly that does it.
And it's usually Beverly, yes, but it's always hysterical because it's always at just the right moment. And like that's it. Like use it, you know, like a strategic airstrike as opposed to a freaking rain of arrows, you know?
See, I find on the Goldbergs the thing that makes it funny is that they bleep and pixelate her mouth, but her actions are so over the top you can still read her lips even though it's pixelated.
Right. So good. Yeah, there were just enough. Like I can't remember all the details because I only watched them once each. But it was just a very simple Kite Man was annoying Poison Ivy, and at that point she just says F me, and it's just a very dry reading of it, and then it was funny, you know. Yes.
There's a bit of that in episode 3. There's a few from Ivy, but they're more like that, and it's quite funny.
Yeah. So anyway,
I also loved in episode 3, and Andy, I hate to keep ruining this for you, but the fact that Harley keeps saying that she needs this crew to be, the effective supervillain that she needs to be, and Ivy's like, I work alone, I'm independent, and she's got all these plants pouring her tea over her shoulder and holding things, and Frank's leaning over her other shoulder going, yeah, you're so independent.
Yeah. And doesn't Frank actually say to Harley she doesn't know anything about running a crew because she's got plans to do all this shit for her?
Yeah. That's why I love Frank. I think part of it's the way the voices, because I love the Audrey too and Little Shop of Horrors anyway, so that's probably why I like Frank as much as I do, but it's clearly what they're emulating with it. But Frank to me is almost everything Frank says is hysterical.
And he's such a random character too, because that's really new. That's made up for the show, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, cool. All right. Well, you guys are loving it. I am liking it more, but I'm warming up to it. How about that? But we're only 3 episodes in, so there's a lot of place to go, and it's a really weird but
it's only a 6-episode season too.
I thought it was 9.
Is that it?
It's really 9. Short. Okay, well, they've only got 6 on IMDb at the moment.
But if you go scroll through the thing on DC Universe, and I'm sorry to bring that up to you because it's peeling the scab off, but if you scroll through DC Universe, it shows 9 episodes.
Okay, well that's good then. As
a matter of fact, the thumbnail for episode 4, Batman's back. So
nice,
sweet. More Batman's good.
Jesus, this guy.
All right, cool. Well, there you go. Harley Quinn. It's out there. It's on DC Universe, and if you don't have DC Universe, talk to Brendan. He'll tell you how to get VHS tapes of it. Cool. Well, anyway, that's where we are with DC Universe. Little Titans, a little bit of Harley Quinn, and then whatever comes next. What is next? Is it Stargirl?
I think so.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know of anything else dropping in between there unless somehow Doom Patrol squeezes in there somewhere, but I think they would have made more of a deal of that by now.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think they're saving Doom Patrol for when the HBO Max thing drops next year.
Which is next fall, right?
I thought it was first quarter. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Okay.
I was thinking April or May for some reason. I don't know that for sure, though.
Well, more on it as it progresses, but very cool. Now, let's check in, as we always do, with you fine folks as we crack open the Wayne Manor mailbox. It's time again for the Wayne Manor mailbox.
You've got mail.
What is a letter for me?
Maybe temporary.
She wrote a letter.
You're one hell of a messenger. This is all, Master Wayne.
All right, folks, and Jamie had to step away because he had to go to work.
Truly has left the building.
All right, now we can talk about him again. Isn't that guy great? Isn't he wonderful?
I am genuinely amazed that he loved Harley Quinn as much as he does. That's blown my mind.
I know, me too. He loves it more than I do. So
Yeah,
it's
who saw
weird.
that coming?
I know. All right, well, let's do a couple emails and then get the hell out of here. This one is from the Zach Man. It says, "Hey, Bat family, some food for thought. What do you make of the Batman paradox, where Gotham needs a savior, but its savior also causes more problems, like creating more villains and vigilantes? Also, Jamie, would Batman v Ferrari be a better title for the film? Happy holidays, the Zach Man." Well, Jamie just left, so I'm afraid he can't answer that. But the Batman paradox, Batman, what do you think, Brendan?
I think that's just part of the lore of the character, I guess. Like, Gotham needs Batman, but Batman needs Gotham as well. Yeah, it is what it is, I guess. Like I said, it's just that's sort of part and parcel with that character.
Yeah, I mean, I get the point, but I also think the point is maybe it's overthinking it or to a point where I'm like, take a step back and go, is Gotham better with or without Batman? And there certainly have been stories that have asked that question, but I think that the answer is that Gotham is better off with Batman. Because Gotham is not set up the way Gotham works is that justice can't be done without Batman, because corrupt officials and the police are powerless, and you need a Batman. So that's kind of where I stand.
Yeah.
Next question is from our pal Stuart from Guernsey. It says, "Hey guys, I know this is your worst enemy at the moment, Andy, but I hope we get an Xmas show this year. I listen back every year to all the previous Christmas shows, and along with the ones that Everyone Does the Drake has put out. It'd be great if you could get to Noel this year. I've heard your thoughts, but would love the conversation with Jamie and Brendan. If not, will you get around to the underestimated one-shot, but the legendary Paul Dini sleigh ride? I love this book, and it's not a large time commitment. Hope you're doing well and your travels haven't been too stressful. Stuart. Stuart, thank you for the message. And I love your thinking, and I just don't know, if I'm being honest. I would love to try and get a Christmas episode together, but I just don't know.
There will be 2 Christmas episodes coming out soon with you and I on them.
That's true. We will have a Christmas Real Fans, and there's a Christmas Nightlight, but a Christmas Holy BatCast, I don't know if we'll get to it. I would like to try, so that's where I can do. Next message is from Naomi Robson. It says, "Hey, I hope you're doing well. I know the Batman Returns is sometimes considered a Christmas movie in the same way that Die Hard is, but could you ever see a DC movie directly tied to a particular holiday and marketed as a holiday movie? And which character in holiday would work? I could see a DC Black Poison Ivy movie linked to Earth Day, or a Hawkman Hawkgirl movie linked to Valentine's Day. I hope you are enjoying the holiday season, Naomi." Thanks, Naomi. And I love this question. Oh, man. A DC character linked up for a true blue holiday movie. Brendan, you're a holiday ho like me.
A holiday
Thoughts?
ho, ho, ho.
Oh?
A Batman movie with Mr. Freeze would be kind of cool. No pun intended. That'd be
as like a Christmas movie?
As a Christmas movie, yeah. That'd be something I could get down with. Like if
that makes sense.
If it wasn't just set at Christmas, but Christmas actually played a part in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously the long Halloween.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say a Scarecrow Halloween movie is just low-hanging fruit. That should happen.
That definitely should happen. Mad Love would kind of be a Mad Love style movie, be cool for Valentine's Day.
I swear to God, I was thinking Joker, Harley, Valentine's Day.
Yeah. What else have we got?
Green Lantern, St. Paddy's Day.
Paddy's Day.
Who would be good at Easter? Do we have any rabbits, chickens?
Batwoman.
Batwoman Easter?
Yeah, because of the Wonderland gang, or like with Alice.
Oh,
the White Rabbit.
Okay, all right, I guess.
Just as a thought.
Yeah, could be.
Um,
I think there could be a Justice League Thanksgiving movie.
yeah, I was thinking more Justice League or Superman for 4th of July.
Ah, Wonder Woman 4th of July.
Nah, that's good
Wonder
too.
Woman 1984 already has some 4th of July vibes.
Very true.
But the answer is all of the above.
Oh yeah.
I love my holiday seasonal viewing, and if I can match that with superheroes, I am all for it.
Yeah.
All right, next message is from Pastor Jasmine. It says, "Hey, Andy and Jamie," that would be you, Brendan.
That's me.
Would Gene Hackman have been a good Joker in Batman '89? He was one of the actors on the list to play the Joker. And do you think that Gene Hackman is underrated as Lex Luthor? What do you think, Brendan?
No and no.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess I do think that I have a hard time. Gene Hackman is one of my favorite actors of all time, but I just can't picture him as the Joker. I just
No.
doesn't feel right. But I will say I do think he's slightly underrated as Lex.
Okay.
Because I think he gives a great performance as Lex Luthor, but it's an outdated version of Lex Luthor. And I think that people unfairly judge the version instead of the performance.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Because I do think he's great and he's so fun to watch. But yeah, it's just an older version of Lex that we don't really see Lex that way anymore.
No.
All right, next message is from Muhammad Adil Jafar. That's a name, man. It says, "Hey, Andy, Jamie, and Cuddly Koala Brendan. Long-time listener, first-time writer. I thoroughly enjoy the show, and the long breaks between episodes will break my heart, but no pressure." I'm sorry, Muhammad. It breaks my heart, too. Trust me. If I could make this my job, I would. So I wanted to hear your thoughts on Titan Season 2, because when I checked, they have the same... I checked other sites. They have the same thing to say, which is mostly negative. Also, if you cast James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender in a DC movie, what would it be? I'm a fan of them working together, and they have great chemistry. Sorry for the long email. Love from India, Muhammad Adil Jafar. It just blows my mind that there's this guy in India. He listens to us. So, Muhammad, thank you for finally writing in. It's great to hear from you. I think we covered season 2 of Titans.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that people are a little overly hard on it, but I also understand some of the points.
Yes.
And then James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender in the DCEU. I mean, this isn't going to happen now, but my thought went to James McAvoy as the Riddler and Michael Fassbender as Mr. Freeze.
Huh. I was thinking of one of them as Green Lantern, one of them as Green Arrow, and they could do that. What was the comic
that's
series?
Good too.
What was the comic series where they kind of like road tripped across America?
I think it was Green Arrow and Green Lantern.
Yeah, is that what it was? It Hard Traveling Heroes or something, or?
Oh, if it was called something different, I don't know. But I swear I thought it. I swear I can picture the logo that just says Green Arrow and Green Lantern.
Yeah.
But so yeah, you went with Heroes. That makes more sense. But I like that actually. I could see that. Cool. Next one's from Mark Bickford. It says, "Hey guys, I wanted to add a note to my earlier email. I don't know what the other email was. Maybe we answered it already. It says, I watched the first 2 episodes of Harley Quinn. There's a scene in the pilot where Batman brings Harley to Jim Gordon. It made me think of something. This is probably the kind of crap that Batman has to deal with all the times from smart-ass punks that he calls in. Anyway, I hope you're loving Harley in Crisis. Take care, Mark." So he's referencing the fact that, like, Batman brings in Harley, and Harley is, like, making fun of Batman and saying things. He says he F's bats, something like that.
Yeah.
Which I think is a lame joke, but like, again, that was the pilot where a lot of these jokes weren't landing for me. But yeah, Yeah, I mean, especially from people like Harley and Joker and Riddler, probably. If they're already caught, so they're probably just doing whatever they can to make Batman feel bad, I guess. Next message is from Mark Jurasevic. It says, "Hey, Batcasters, looking forward to your thoughts on the first few episodes of Crisis on Infinite Earths. I think we need a Kingdom Come miniseries on HBO Max with Brandon Routh ASAP. His portrayal of this version of Superman was the highlight of the event. Take care. I hope you have a great Christmas. Regards, Mark." Thanks, Mark. And it is on the to-do list to record an episode about at least the first half, or first almost more than half, I guess, of Crisis. But no argument about Brandon Routh as Superman. He has been great, and it's been great to see him back in the role. Brendan?
Ditto. He was, redemption. He's great.
So cool. All right, well, that's it for emails. Look at us go. But we do have one quick voicemail. So this is from Chris, also known as the Objective Geek.
Hey, Holy BatCast. This is Chris, a.k.a. the Objective Geek from Twitter and YouTube. I just want to say thank you guys for all the work you guys do. Andy, Brandon, Jamie, side note, Go Cheese. Anyway, my question is, if there are any Marvel characters you would like to pull into the DC universe, who would they be? Why do you think they would fit? And also vice versa. Also, in like a past episode, someone asked about like good children's comic books. And recently I've been reading Dear Justice League with my 7-year-old daughter, and that's been a really good read. It's like 7 to 8 small stories of like little kids writing into the members of the Justice League, and they kind of respond to them. Also, another question. Have you been watching Watchmen on HBO? Because it is amazing. Love to hear you guys' thoughts on it. I think it is quickly becoming the best superhero television show of all time. And last, I am a patron, and I will really encourage anyone who loves the show to give to you guys. You guys are really good at what you do. Really love the passion and everything you guys bring to the table. Just your whole viewpoint and everything. So, again, thanks for all your work, and bye.
All right. Thank you, Chris. And we did not ask Chris to plug our Patreon. That was on him. Thank you for saying that, Chris. We do appreciate it. It means a lot. We covered Watchmen. I have heard nothing but good things like you just said, and so I look forward to finally getting to watch it when the time comes. And thank you for the recommendation for kid-friendly comics. What was the big question? Is DC heroes you would like to take to Marvel, and Marvel heroes you would like to take to DC? Brendan, what do you think?
All the DC characters into the Marvel universe, and the Marvel ones can just do whatever the hell they want.
Oh, man. Somebody's sassy. I can tell you're tired.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I just have to go with, like, my favorites, right? So, like, on the Marvel side, my favorites are Captain America, Gambit, Nightcrawler, Iceman. So I guess I would just take all of them and go, yeah, come over to DC, just because they're the ones I like the most.
Yeah.
And then I guess vice versa. Yeah, like I'd bring Batman and Robin over to Marvel. Superman, why not? Green Lantern, sure. So yeah, I mean, I guess I would just pick my favorites from both sides and bring them over. I'd bring Aquaman. I'd bring Aquaman over to Marvel so he could slap Namor around a little bit.
That's a good call.
Because Namor's kind of a dick, so I'd like to see Arthur give him what for. But yeah, I guess that's my answer. Cool. It's the best answer I got on a short notice. So anyway, there you go. Thank you guys for writing in and for the voicemail. It's always nice to hear people's voices. So if you would like to send an email to the Wayne Manor mailbox, you can send that to holybatcast@rf4rm.com. And if you would like to leave a voicemail, you can do that at 323-366-9246. But that's where we're going to wrap up this episode of Holy BatCast. Brendan, thanks for staying through to the bitter end.
I'm glad to do it.
You are committed. I appreciate it. You're the best.
Thank you.
Who's my favorite little koala?
It's me.
It's you. And Jamie is my favorite big teddy bear, but he had to leave. So,
Yeah.
oh well.
Screw that guy.
Going to work to support and provide for his family. Lame.
Yeah.
God, so lame. Tell our friends where they can find you on the internet.
You can find me on Twitter at Loey007, or you can follow my podcast, which is thenightlight.podbean.com.
Cool. If you want to find me online, you can look for me at nakedamericaninchina.com. Oh, wait, no, don't do that. Don't go there. Don't go there. You can find me. I told you at the beginning. It doesn't matter. You already know where to find me. To hell with it. Oh, anyway, yeah, follow Brendan. If you want to follow Jamie, he is Bat Raider. Bat
3960.
Raider. Thank you. 3960. You'd think I would know it by now, and I usually do, but what are you going to say? I've recorded a lot of podcasts today, and brain is not working anymore.
Yeah, this is my third for the day, and then in literally 12 hours, you and I are recording another one, so...
I know. We spend so much time together, and we've never met.
Not face to face.
Anyway, follow those guys, follow the show. Thank you for downloading the show. Please do subscribe so you never miss an episode. Please rate and review us on iTunes. Please go to holybatcast.com. Please follow us on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, and YouTube, Holy BatCast. Again, patreon.com/holybatcast. And if you have an email, holybatcast@rf4rm.com. Voicemail is 323-366-9246. But that will do it. Thank you again for joining us. On behalf of Brendan and Jamie, I've been Andy, and we will see you next time. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Holy BatCast is brought to you by real fans for real movies. Remember, the thoughts and opinions shared by the participants are theirs and theirs alone, and do not represent the companies or organizations they happen to work for.
Is that you?
It's me, dickhead. By the way, that's also the Wi-Fi password.
What is? It's me, dickhead, or just me, dickhead? It doesn't matter. You look fantastic. Is that new lipstick?
You treated me bad.
What?
You lied to me. You never loved me.
Come
I
on.
know that now.
Well, that's nonsense, Puddin'. My motives are never clear. I'm an agent of chaos. That's what you love about me.
Not anymore. We're through.
Oh, yeah. This again? Let me make this clear. You don't ever break up with me. I'm the top supervillain in Gotham.
Not for long, because you're looking at your replacement.
You? Replace me? I created you. You won't even get out of this building alive unless I let you.